A new development in the BAMC dorm controversy. Gunshots rung out at the L.W. Young Junior High School and a member of parliament left his political party. We've got those stories and a whole lot more. I'm your host, Krishna Virgil, and this is the Tribune's Top 5. The man at the center of the BAMC dorm controversy will not be contracted to rebuild the fire-damaged facility. This, according to Works Minister Philip Brave Davis. Minister of Works Philip Brave Davis on Wednesday shot down allegations that the government was again seeking to offer a contract to build the fire-damaged Bahamas Agriculture and Marine Science Institute dorm to Audley Hanna of Paradigm Construction. Mr. Davis was responding to claims made by Montecue MP Richard Lightbourne, who also criticized the government for its lack of transparency in the issuance of BAMC contracts and handing out contracts in secret. Meanwhile, State Minister of Works Arnold Forbes told the Tribune that the $14 million allocated to capital development at BAMC in the 2015-2016 budget will not be used to reconstruct the male dormitory that was destroyed by fire in January. Mr. Forbes also said the government will make a decision shortly on how it will proceed with the matter. House of Assembly Speaker Dr. Kendall Major's recent ruling on the Public Accounts Committee's attempts to investigate the urban renewal small home repairs project is based on advice that contains rank nonsense, limp reasoning, and tortured logic, according to a leading attorney. Michael Scott's legal opinion is the latest development in the matter as the PAC continues its fight to interview urban renewal co-chairs Algernon Allen and Cynthia Mother Pratt about the project's finances following Auditor General Terence Bastian's scathing report, which found a litany of concerns and weaknesses related to the project's management and expenditure. The legal opinion was delivered to Dr. Major on Tuesday. Expressing a viewpoint trumpeted by FNM parliamentarians, Mr. Scott criticized the fact that Dr. Major accepted legal advice from the Office of the Attorney General on the matter, suggesting that it constitutes a conflict. He said he would have expected Dr. Major to obtain advice from the private bar in order to maintain the dignity of the House and the separation of powers inherent in our system. Dr. Major has said that he made his ruling after considering advice from a variety of sources, not just from Office of the Attorney General. Mr. Scott said the question Dr. Major must ask is not whether the PAC is confined to examining documents that have been audited and tabled in the House, but what is the jurisdiction of the PAC. The audit in question found in part that payments to 11 contractors for more than $170,000 worth of work for small home repairs was not completed or ever done. While classes were in session at the L.W. Young Junior High School, a security guard on campus was shot multiple times. The guard is said to be fighting for his life in hospital after he was shot multiple times by a gunman dressed in a school uniform on Monday afternoon. The incident took place at L.W. Young Junior High School on Bernard Road around midday. According to officer in charge of the Central Detective Unit, Chief Superintendent Paul Rule, the school security officer was sitting in his booth when two men in a white Honda attempted to enter the school's campus. Chief Superintendent Rule said, quote, "The guard approached the vehicle to check out who was inside when one of the men produced a handgun and shot him multiple times before the vehicle sped off. The victim managed to run to one of the administrative buildings where he was assisted by staff and taken to hospital in a private vehicle," end quote. The Tribune understands the victim is a guard by the name of Caleb Cooper. Chief Superintendent Rule said while the gunman appeared to be dressed in a C.I. Gibson uniform, police could not confirm at the time if he was actually a student. He also said police believe Mr. Cooper was the intended target. No one else was hurt during the shooting. A 17-year-old boy was arrested in connection with the shooting. The 5 people who were on board a plane that crashed in waters off of New Providence on Monday night were found in good condition. The cousins Antiquico Gibson, 26, Lorenzo Moss, 47, Artoria Moss, 27, Andre Gibson, 22, and 8-month-old Andrew Gibson were on a single-engine Cessna 172 aircraft flying from Pittstown, Crooked Island, when the plane crashed into the sea 13 miles southwest of Nassau. A relative of the passengers, who did not want to be named, told the Tribune that when she heard the crash, her heart sank. The pilot reported engine problems before the plane ditched in the sea. Transport and Aviation Minister Glenys Hanna Martin told the House of Assembly as parliamentarians debated the 2015-2016 budget. The registration of the plane is N5A1Z. According to Royal Bahamas Defense Force officials, air traffic control at Lynden Pinling International Airport reported a light aircraft crashing in waters southwest of New Providence shortly before sunset. Greg Moss resigned as a member of the Progressive Liberal Party as the government debated the country's finances. Greg Moss, Marco City MP, the day after his resignation, shot down speculation that he is joining the Free National Movement as he insisted on a definite political run in the 2017 general election as an independent candidate. Mr. Moss said not only did he have the full support of his constituents, he was confident that he could still offer effective representation free of party affiliation. In a candid discussion with the Tribune on Tuesday, which was the day after he announced he was severing ties with the Progressive Liberal Party, Mr. Moss branded the governing party as an elitist group not concerned with the plight of the average Bahamian. He said the party had long abandoned the attended principles of its founder and former Prime Minister Sir Lyndon Pinlay. While he admitted discontent with the party for some time, the outspoken MP said the straw that broke the camel's back was the 2015-2016 budget now being debated in the House of Assembly. His resignation letter was sent to Prime Minister Perry Christie, House Speaker Dr. Kendall Major, and Party Chairman Bradley Roberts on Tuesday. Mr. Christie was not in the House of Assembly when Mr. Moss broke the news. However, in an interview from Brussels, Belgium with a ZNS reporter, Mr. Christie did not seem surprised over Mr. Moss's departure. He said, quote, "I truly believe that Greg Moss was on a course that would take him outside of the PLP. I've been around long enough to see that," Mr. Christie said. Mr. Moss's resignation letter dated June 9, 2015 took immediate effect. Want to get in on the discussion? Well, here's who you can. Just log on to our website at www.tribune242.com. Like us on Facebook, the Tribune News Network. Send us a tweet at Tribune242 or subscribe to our YouTube page, Tribune242.